to the Soul Playhouse. I'm so happy you're here. Let's light a candle for you. I do light this candle for you with my good vibes lighter, that you may be centered right now in the light of love you truly be, or just reminded that you are the light of love. And I'm going to light a candle for me. I've been lighting a lot of candles for the ancestors and the circle of family and the circle of ones of concern lately. And, I am reminded how much the flame is so beautiful and how it does center us into the light. And when we know ourselves as the light of love, then it's much easier to be in that flow of love. So yay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we have been spending a lot of time with the ancestors the last few Saturdays and through the season of Samhain and Halloween, through my brother's transition of becoming an ancestor. And in the wake of doing that, there was a few pieces from October that I still wanted to pick up on today. So we will be doing that, even though we are fully square on into November and into the season of Thanksgiving. Yes, I love calling the attitude of gratitude living thanks living. And this time of year with Thanksgiving, people do tend to get a bit more focused on it. But let me just say, gratitude and appreciation and Thanksgiving are the greatest tools we have for happiness. Yeah, there's a little bit of that in our Leaping Literacy Library, and it's sprinkled all across the web if you want to dive into that further, or just set your own practice, and maybe you already do, to just say thank you. Thank you for everything. Yeah, there's a lot to be grateful for in this circle of life in any given moment. The circle is calling. Thanks for being here, friend. So glad you're here. Very grateful for you. Yes, we're coming. Hello? Spider! Spider is calling. Hi, Spider. Oh, she's here with gifts of 8. Wow. Yes, right. Okay. Thank you. Yes, we will. Thank you, Spider. Love you. I gotta admit, I do have a little thing about spiders. She was calling to remind us about the gifts of 8. You know, the spiders have 8 legs. They also have 8 eyes. And they represent the infinity symbol, which also looks like 8 with their webs. All right, so the best way that we can explore the gifts of 8 from Spider is to check out a little bit of our Feature Creature Teacher segment with Spider from the Leaping Literacy Library. Of course, spiders have 8 legs, but most of them also have 8 eyes. 8 on its side is the infinity symbol for limitlessness or eternity. It's noted in math for its endless capacities, and it's also noted spiritually as the endless, infinite capacity for unconditional love. Metaphysically, webs talk to us about how we create the webs of our lives and how everything is interconnected in the web of life. Spider asks, what are you creating? What else do you want to weave in to the web of your creations? And just let your arms and your hands weave your creations. As you weave together, ask your inner knowing through those 8 eyes of yours, or at least your third eye, what is it that you want to be creating? And from this place, we need some balance. Sometimes it is creating something new. Sometimes it is recreating something old. And even the spider web speaks to us of our old creations, because many of us have cleaned house by knocking down cobwebs. And that speaks to us of letting go of some of our old creations so that we have space to recreate something new. My friends, we have the power. Spider teaches us and tells us that we do indeed have the power to create our lives and recreate our lives, including all of our relationships and all of our interconnectivity in this world. We be free, my friends. We be free to transcend fear, to transcend anything that devours us or that we may be devouring in negative ways. We can begin our web again at any given moment. Oh yes, Spider helps us weave those webs of our lives. And there is more in the Leaping Literacy Library about Spider. That was some of our spiritual content. There's all kind of things with Spider. I spent a long time with Spider in the Leaping Literacy Library, and you can too, should you want to. Hello? Oh yes. Yes. Our friend, the black widow spider that was living in this studio. Okay, we'll tell her story. Bye, Spider. Thank you. Yes, love and appreciation, Spider. This little couch was part of my mama's things, and so when I cleaned out her house, I brought it to my house, my old house, and it's just outdoor furniture, you know, and I was going to let it go because I didn't really have a place for it in the new place. And then I got the hit that I wanted to make it pink, and so I did. And my mama loved pink. I love pink. This pink sweatshirt with the little songbirds on it was my mama's. And she gave it to me a long time ago, even before she passed. Kind of hard to believe. In the end of January coming up, it'll be 5 years since my mama went to the other side. And I have remained in relationship with her. I had a good relationship with her here. You know, like every relationship that had its ebb and flow and ups and down moments. But, you know, we loved each other and had some good songs to sing together and some good life to live together. And so she's with me all the time. And, you know, as we spend time with our ancestors, it doesn't have to be like an altar honoring like we've been doing. Those are great. But it's just the little moments. You know, it's putting on a garment that reminds you of them. Doesn't have to have been theirs, but maybe you shared a moment about it. Maybe it was just like that person loved seeing you in that garment, or, you know, remarked one time, you look wonderful in that. And then you go to put it on and you think of that person. Every time we think of our loved ones on the other side, I believe it just brings them right in. It connects us. And so I do like connecting with my mama. Now, my mama was really afraid of spiders. And so growing up, you know, as a kid, it was like if she saw one, she'd scream. And for so many years, I was the same way. It was just an involuntary response. If I saw a spider, it was like, wah! And so I have come a long way, baby. And I thought I had come a little farther than I did, because since I got here, there's a little story I want to tell you about this couch and about a spider. So I put this little couch in my new studio upstairs, and I liked it there. And but I pretty soon found that I had someone who had moved in, and it was a black widow spider. So at my old house, the barn was full of black widows, and I used to see them a lot. And then I just was kind of fascinated by them. They didn't really creep me out, but they were in the barn, and I was in the house. So this one really was creeping me out. And I tried not to be creeped out because they're really pretty cool. But I went through a whole little bug phase when I got here. I'm happy to say it has really subsided. And I hope it's not just because winter is coming on and the bugs have kind of subsided a lot. Anyway, I would see this black widow at night. She was living inside the couch. Now, for all I know, she's still living in the couch, but we've had some very frosty nights. And so I don't know. I don't know what they can survive or what they do or if they bury themselves in the ground. But here's the story. I was creeped out by the spider, and I tried some different things. I tried talking to her. I had a jar. I was going to try to catch her and release and whatever. And, my friends, the Lawsons, had some great advice for me. Lisa was like, Lori, you can't have that energy in your studio where you're creating. I'm like, true. And then Michael Lawson was like, Lori, she's going to die in there because there's nothing good for her to eat in your house. And I'm like, true. So anyway, I was all about catching her and releasing her. And for some reason, I just could not do it. I could get a little close to her and had the thought and whatever, and left the jar a couple nights. We're like, could you just get in there, just make it easy? And yeah, that wasn't going to happen. So a lovely neighbor friend of mine, Carrie Ann, who you will meet one of these Saturday Soul Plays. She's quite the character and quite the amazing goddess herself. And so she helped me. She came over and she was going to try to catch the spider for me so we could catch and release. But then she dug herself way in and there was no getting her out into this couch. So Carrie Ann and I carried the couch out and put her out here in the yard. And I said to her, look, I'm going to give you 3 days in the yard. Just move out, okay? Just move out. And I called on the spirit of my mama, who I like to think is not afraid of spiders on the other side. And I called on the spirit of my Auntie Dee, who I think is a magician in many, many ways. And I'm sure had a special part. I would often think of her when I'd see the black widows. That's a whole other energy there, about having a mastery of the web of life. And, my Auntie Dee deserves a lot more attention here in Saturday Soul Play. I'll have to get around to her as well. There's so many, many things for us to share. So getting back to the story, I gave her the black widow in the couch. I gave her a 3-day eviction notice. And then that day, I went into the studio, and there had been some things in the studio that had not been able to find a place to be. They were just sort of in corners, right? So I rearranged the studio, and in rearranging the studio, I realized, I don't really have room for this couch. Like, there's other things that I want in that space. So about 3 hours instead of 3 days, I came back down and I go, look, the couch is yours. Have at it. Okay, so that's months ago now. And again, with the weather, I don't know if she's alive. I don't know if she's in the couch. I don't know what she's doing. The moral of this story, the reason I wanted to talk about it, was in part to spend, a little more time in thought about how we connect with our ancestors, and a little bit more to think about how we connect with all the facets of our lives, the things that we may be fearful of, the things that we may want different solutions for, like when I said, okay, you got 3 days, move out. So I will be doing some garage cleanup and moving in a new set of shelves and moving in this, and maybe I will have black widows in my garage, and maybe I'll just be friends with them like the way I was when they were in the barn. Hello? Witch is calling. Hello, witch. Yes, I have been known to do that laugh. Now? But I stopped doing that laugh because I know that's not who you are. Yes. Thank you, witch. I will tell our friends. Thank you. I love you. Witch was calling because witch wants us all to know that the word witch means wise woman. That's right. So for today's song, let's go into our Leaping Literacy Library and do a short music video called Welcome Wisdom. witches restore us. We welcome their wisdom that walks through this world. We welcome the wise ones. We welcome the witches, tapped into Earth's blessing. The witches are wise. Their wisdom supports us. The witches restore us. We welcome their wisdom that walks through this world. We welcome the witches that walk through this world. The Hags of Hallowe'en by Mildred Plew Merriman. When the pumpkin shivers and the corn shocks shy and the red moon quivers like a black cat's eye, whist, whist, and never dare to pry, for the hags of Hallowe'en fly. Out of the dusk of Devon, down the cobwebbed sky, the hags of Hallowe'en fly. When the fire won't crackle and the cream won't crim, and the hens go cackle and the lamp blows dim, hist, hist, and keep your shadow slim, for the hags of Hallowe'en skim. Riding out of Devon at Steeple's rim, the hags of Hallowe'en skim. When the field mice scurry and the stars all hide, when the air feels furry and the black bats glide, whist, whist, and bid your kitty bide, for the hags of Hallowe'en ride. Out of the dusk of Devon, while the wind blows wide, the hags of Hallowe'en ride. Hello? Yes, witch. We did just do the poem. Right, hag is not a good word. What? Oh, yes, that is the word, isn't it? Okay, thanks, love you. So witch was saying, yeah, the word hag, not good. But she was reminding me of a magic word that is associated with witches. I guess it might be two words. Hocus Pocus. Yay! Hocus Pocus Focus! You know, words can be magical. They can be powerful. Last week we played with the ghostly boo. This week, let's play with Hocus Pocus Focus. All right. I want you to close your eyes if you want, but go within and think of something that you would like to bring more wisdom to, something that you would like to bring more focus to, right? Okay, I'm thinking of many things, so I'm going to hocus pocus focus on one thing. Think of something. Take a big breath. And let's do hocus pocus focus. Hocus pocus focus. Hocus pocus focus. Why not? Why not use the power of words to bring ourselves into magic, to bring ourselves into focus, and to bring ourselves into more of our wisdom? You can use any word you want, friend. Oftentimes, a good one is peace be still. That is an old one in religious traditions, but those three words can bring you into peace and stillness. Peace be still. But hocus pocus focus can be really fun, right? Hocus pocus focus. Rock talk. In thinking about the web of life this week, I was looking at some of the stones that I have around for the different veins that are in them. You know, if you think about webs, there are a lot of different ways that spiders make webs, and they're not always the orb webs. And so many stones have veins. If you have rocks and stones around in your home and on your altars and different things, look at them and see if they have the veins. So this is some sodalite, and it's got some veins. And I am drenched in beautiful turquoise that also has a lot of different veins. And the turquoise has several different connections that fit with our soul play this week. There are ancestor connections around what I am wearing. This piece right here, my mama gave to me the last Christmas that she was here before she went to the other side. And it was so special because my dad had given it to her, and then she gave it to me. So it's a piece of both of them that I get to wear. And then my Auntie Dee, my beloved Auntie Dee, was so present for me in so many ways. She's been on the other side now since 2018, and so I really want to be playing more with her in soul play, but she's here. So she had a lot of beautiful jewelry, and my sister and I got to have her jewelry, and so this was hers, and the earrings were hers. And these other pieces I got at the thrift stores where I love to shop. But all the turquoise has interesting veins in it. Turquoise is also a magical stone for its properties in ministering to our throat chakra, to our communication, to us being able to speak our truth in the world. And that goes back to our conversation about witches and being wise and being able to speak our truth without being for it, you know? And if you look at the past lives of witches being, many of them were hung, which is, you know, right where that throat chakra is. So for today's Rock Talk listening, let's focus in on some turquoise, and I want you to listen and see if the turquoise has anything special for you to say, perhaps something you are being called to say, something you are being called to speak out. So today's Rock Talk listening is our friend turquoise. Look for the veins in the turquoise, and what can we hear? What wisdom lies inside of you, wise witch? Ah, yes, this modern day witch, wise woman, loves to mix up a cauldron of soup. I do love to cook, and I do love to feed people, and I love to nurture. And I got a call from my wonderful neighbor, Carrie Ann, who saw on Nextdoor there was a need for a meal train for for a family in need, and they had listed that they liked soup and stews and beef, and so I'm going to fry up some beef. I'm going to make a beef vegetable soup, and I will make sure that I leave some for me. but that I go and I feed this family in need, and that feels really good. And that was one thing that witches did. They were there to help heal. They were there to help nurture. They helped with a lot of different aspects of caretaking their neighbors. And so I wanted to just share that this is a wonderful part of being a wise woman, knowing when we can help each other, how to feed each other. And yeah, I love me a good cauldron of veggie soup. So yes, friends, there are many witches in this world today that call themselves witches, and many of them have covens, and they do spells, and they do a lot of different things associated with witchcraft. When I am using the word witch as wise woman, I'm really just embodying the way I think about witches. I think about witches as being one with the earth. I think about witches as being wise to work with the Mother Earth. I think of witches as being nurturing mothers, as being wise crones, as many different things. And I don't necessarily use witchcraft unless you consider Hocus Pocus Focus. But so there's many ways that we are in this world. But I did take a witch walk this week. And the rains were coming, and I said, let's go for a witch walk out to Lake Siskiyou. And so I do some pondering along the way. So there is some beautiful nature. This will be our main nature field trip this week. But also just some thinking about what it is to be a wise woman. And so come with me, go on a little witch walk. This can be said to be a beauty walk, a wisdom walk, a witch walk. It is all the same, my friends. It is the same beauty that created us and lives in us. And we may not experience it in the same way when we look in the mirror or look at each other, although the invitation is always there. The invitation is always there to see the beauty in ourselves and in each other. This is such a magical time to walk. And yes, I am going to play beat the clock with the dark. And yet, the colors of twilight are so magical. These leaves are kind of coming into their last time of falling, and what is just like goldenness right here before us. You know, the witch walk says that we live in an abundant world. Nature is such a healer, teacher, soul reacher, yes, but reminder of the abundance, right? Look at all these leaves. Think about blades of grass. There is no lack. There is no lack. And in our humanness, we have set up a system of money and different things that have perpetuated a lie, that there's not enough, that there's a lie. And I constantly still deal with this lie on multiple levels. Time is one of my things. Like, I want to be friends with time all the time. And not feel like I'm running out of time or there's not enough time, you know? Okay, so you can see it's pretty dark in here. And so that means on my way back, I will not be talking to y'all. I'll be having my little flashlight on and trying to get back to the car. And here comes a friend, so say hello. Hi there. Yes. I wonder if she's native here, because she's like got her bare arms. I was not bare arms today at any given point. Flowing water, yum yum. Yeah, and so witch wisdom, good on her that she can have her bare arms. She's probably getting cold now, I would imagine, that the sun went down, but you know, that we all have these different ways of being, and it's never necessary to be jealous of each other, and yet that is part of the journey. And not that I was jealous of her, but just my judgment of like, oh, she's bare arms. I wasn't bare armed at all today. I was multiple layers all day. Yeah. more or less that is an observance out of curiosity, and that's a fine thing. That's a fine way to be. But it does remind me the witch wisdom that says, be that way, be curious like the cat, admire each other for the qualities that we each have, and especially the ones that people have that we don't. My, look at that. All right. Yeah, there's plenty of witch wisdom in any given moment. Yet being in nature and nature's flow always really helps. Really helps. Clear the mind, clear the heart, get the blood pumping, get the body going. Yeah, so feeling super, super grateful to be out here and to be sharing with you, friends. We have taken a sunset walk at Lake Siskiyou in a different season, and it's just so close to the house. It took me 7 minutes from garage to parking lot, so it is my favorite little go-to, especially when it gets late in the day. So in the other sunset walk, I let you just be, and I wasn't yammering in your ear. But I am wanting to be with witch wisdom. I'm wanting to see what insights flow. And if you just want to be in the nature, the mute button works well. And I have heard from a few friends who have experienced the Soul Playhouse. Thank you. That they pretty much just listen, which is what we do with podcasts. And I have made this a very visual experience. So there's a little part of me that's like, what? You just listen? But I get it. That's what most people do with podcasts. But if you are just listening, look up now. Look at the colors reflected in the lake. The lake is such a great reflector and amplifier of nature. You know, that's what mirrors do. They reflect and they amplify. And so the next time you find yourself looking in the mirror and having something reflected back to you that doesn't feel good, know that you're amplifying that doesn't feel good place. So step back, find something that does. Hey little ant, where are you headed to? You're all by yourself. It's gonna be cold pretty soon. It's pretty cold now. Get going. What does witch wisdom say about the little ant? Ants live in community. So this one's seeking some community perhaps, or at the least seeking some shelter. On a mission. Seems like this little ant's on a mission. Witch wisdom, what can we say about the little ant? To go with purpose. Yeah. To go with purpose. Find your community. Find your place. Find your place to be. All right. Thank you, Ant. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful sunset colors. Yay. All right. So we have to at least get to the bridge. And I'm hoping to get across down in our little spot where we can look across at the bridge and see our beautiful mountain reflected in the water. And of course, she's not always reflected there, but let's see what we've got. And as we continue this journey, witch wisdom says to trust your timing. You know, getting back to being friends with time. Yeah, I could have got out here earlier. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. And I trust the magic of this moment, and I trust that I will make it back to the car. Might have to use the flashlight, and thank you, I have a flashlight on my phone. So, looks like maybe somebody's fishing down here, across the way. Look at how beautiful this is. Yes, I love this spot. I love this lake. I love this time. I love twilight. And you know, witch wisdom says to love. You know, witches are portrayed as the putting hexes on people and such because of the fear people felt from the power of the witches, the power that they had to harness the medicine of the plants to help the babies be born, to be at one with who we truly be, you know? And so people that didn't have that were scared of them. And so they did not see them as a loving force. But love is at the center of witch wisdom. So as we cross the bridge, I love this bridge. As we cross the bridge, let's think about how we can bridge the true essence of witch wisdom with what people still think about witches. You know, it means that we walk in our power. It means that we don't shrink back from what we know. It means we stop to reflect and to think about what it is we are amplifying into the world. To give thanks for the beauty and the bounty that is here for us to amplify. And to share the love. That's what I'm doing with this little video and the little Soul Playhouse offering. I'm sharing nature's beauty. I'm sharing my music, some of my songs. I'm sharing what I know, what little bit of wisdom I have to share. And because we live in this world of technology, I can share it through video. And so that is the message I'm taking as we cross this bridge, that the way that we cross the bridge from fear to love, from seeing witches as the, you know, hags and with the hexes, is to just keep walking our talk, walking the beauty of who we truly be, being the love, putting it out there. Hello, moon, you're looking pretty full. Right, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna see if we can get to our little spot. I'm gonna see if Mount Shasta is gonna show up in the water. And then we'll talk a little bit more about witches and witch wisdom. Ooh, we've got moonlight on the water. Yes, we do. Yummy, yummy. Oh my. We have moonlight twinkling and sunset glows. Ooh. Ah, friends, here we are, here we are, here we are, here we are. Moonlight in the water, bridge reflection in the water, mountain reflection in the water, ducks skimming in the water. Beauty, beauty, beauty being reflected and amplified. Yay. All right, I got rid of all my witch hats because I just was tired of the stereotypical witch. But now that I am a distanced, you know, we keep changing and growing, I'm thinking more about the sorcerer's hat. And so there's a witch's hat for me in my future. But right now, I have Nana's hat. This was Jeremiah's Nana, my Nana. And this hat was supposed to be mine, and so it is. And it's keeping my ears really warm in a way that a witch's hat might not. Yay. All right. And so I will just say, from this place of reflection and amplification, may all of you wise witches, whether you be male or female, we're all wise, wise beings of spirit in these human forms. May we continue to live the light of our love. May we continue to reflect the light of holy creation and divinity in and through our pathways, where we walk, how we talk, how we think, what we choose to do, and how we choose to react or not react, and how, no matter how dark it gets, we always be the light. Yes, we always be the light, and that is witch wisdom. Just catching a bit more of the twilight magic up in the sky as I head up this last little bit to the car with the witch wisdom that I am indeed guided and blessed, protected and loved, and deeply, deeply grateful. Hello, moon, looking like a shining star of a sun. If you could see my face, you would see a big, big, big blissful smile. And I hope this time has helped ignite your wise inner witch, your wise witch that you already know is in the flow, and that it ignites a smile for you in your heart and your face. We be the face of love. We be the face of grace. We be the face of light. We be the face of witch wisdom. Yes, indeed, so we be. Blessed be, friend. Blessed be. Yes, anytime we are in nature, it is a wonderful witch walk. Remember, witch meaning wise woman. And so, deep breath of nature. Now, usually I like to spend our field trip time here at the Saturday Soul Playhouse times together where I'm giving you more space, where I'm not talking in your ear. But, you know, I just felt it was important to do the witch walk together. And we do have lots more wonderful field trips coming up in the upcoming Saturdays. But for today, I do want to do one more step into nature and one more song. This is from the Leaping Literacy Library and from the recording that I did of my song, Life is a Web. I put it to some nature pictures from my old neck of the woods. Yes, nature is so beautiful there as well, and nature is so beautiful everywhere. So before we wrap up today's Soul Play, let's do one more little nature-based song. Life is a web. Life is a web woven in grace. We are all weavers, weaving in faith. Love is the thread connecting the web. We are all weavers, love is the thread. Life is a web woven in grace. We are all weavers, weaving in faith. Love is the thread connecting the web. We are all weavers, love is the thread. Life is a web woven in grace. We are all weavers, weaving in faith. Love is the thread connecting the web. We are all weavers, love is the thread. Life is a web woven in grace. We are all weavers, weaving in faith. Love is the thread connecting the web. We are all weavers, love is the thread. Life is a web woven in grace. We are all weavers, weaving in faith. Love is the thread connecting the web. We are all weavers, love is the thread. the web, woven in grace. We are all weavers, weaving in faith. Love is the thread connecting the web. We are all weavers, love is the thread. Oh yes, life is a web, and we are the threads of love. Thank you, Light of Love, for being here today, for spending some time to listen within to your own witch wisdom, and to spend some time with nature and a little song and some of my thoughts and impressions of life. You know, we all have our way to be in this world, and I'm just grateful to technology that I can share a bit of my way of being in this world. But more than anything, I'm grateful that you choose to share with me in any given moment. So keep shining, Light of Love. Keep remembering your grateful attitude of gratitude as a gateway to happiness in any given moment. Yay. Yay for happiness. Yay for you and your light of love. Look forward to seeing you next time, friend. Namaste.